Glowing star the lantern in the window glowing star asterisk asterisk. In a dusty little village where time moved slowly and hearts grew weary, there lived an old cobbler named Karim. His cottage, nestled behind a crooked fence, leaned gently like it too was tired, but it breathed warmth. The walls held laughter, the floor creaked with kindness, and each evening, a worn oil lantern flickered in the window like a promise that no soul would be left wandering in the dark. Karim had almost nothing. His dinner was often stale bread dipped in salted water, his clothes were patched a dozen times over. But his heart overflowed with richness. If someone knocked on his door, even with empty hands, he opened it with a smile like sunrise breaking over the fields. His neighbor, Wasim, was the opposite. He owned the largest shop in town. His house stood tall and polished, surrounded by stone lions at the gate. But his windows were always shut tight, and no light ever spilled out into the village. Wasim feared loss more than he cherished joy, and so, despite his riches, he lived alone. One stormy night, lightning danced in the sky and wind howled like a wild thing. A traveler arrived in the village, drenched and shivering. His feet ached, his clothes clung like wet paper. With trembling hands, he knocked on Wasim's grand door. From behind velvet curtains, Wasim's eyes narrowed. "I don't open my home for strangers," he muttered. "Please," the traveler whispered, "just a little shelter for the night?" Wasim shut the curtain without a word. As the traveler trudged on, he spotted the warm glow of Karim's lantern, flickering gently through the storm. He knocked. Within seconds, Karim pulled open the door. "Oh, dear brother," he said, placing a shawl around the man's shoulders, "you must be frozen. Come sit by the fire." He offered him hot lentils, dry socks, and a humble place to sleep. There was no judgment, only love. "Why are you so kind?" the traveler asked, eyes welling up. Karim smiled. "Because once, I too knocked on a door in the dark. And someone answered." The next morning, the traveler left silently, but in his place, on the floor, was a tiny stone shaped like a dove. Karim placed it by his workbench and thought nothing more of it. But in the days that followed, something changed. People began lining up at his little cobbler's shop. His stitches became swifter, his designs more beautiful. Even the children came to him to hear tales as he worked. Karim never sought riches, but life repaid him with more than he needed. From his high window, Wasim watched this transformation with envy. One night, he lit a lantern and opened his door, hoping fortune would find him too. A beggar came by. "Sit if you must," Wasim sighed, barely masking his irritation. He offered leftover bread and a cold seat, counting the seconds until the man left. The next morning, nothing had changed. No line of customers. No gift on the floor. Only the same hollow silence that lived in his house. Furious, Wasim went to Karim. "I opened my door too," he snapped. "Why didn't I receive anything in return?" Karim met his eyes, calm and kind. "Brother, did your hand give, or did only your pride?" Wasim faltered. "You see," Karim continued, "a lantern gives light, but only love gives warmth. Kindness is not a transaction. It's a seed. You must water it without expecting fruit." Wasim turned away in silence, the truth ringing louder than any storm. That night, he didn't light his lantern. But he returned to Karim's doorstep, this time, with warm bread and 2 cups of tea. Karim opened the door with the same unwavering smile. And from then on, 2 lanterns glowed at the edge of the village, one from a heart long open, and the other from a soul newly awakened. Sparkle's moral lesson asterisk. Asterisk true wealth is measured not by what you have, but by what you give. Kindness, when genuine, returns in ways no gold ever could asterisk.